Alright guys, welcome to another YouTube video. I hope you enjoy. Today this is about the time I crashed my car. You know, we've all been there, we've all crashed our car before. This is what happened to me. So I guess it actually didn't even happen that long ago, to be honest. I'm 18 right now, and I was 18 when it happened. So anyway, I'll give you some backstory to the car. The car is a pretty nice car. I'm very lucky to have it at my age. I got it gifted from my grandparents. And you know, it's a nice Jeep. A Jeep Compass, I think 2012 model. Nice black Jeep. And, overall just a really good car. But yeah, so anyway, there's not much to the story. I was driving. So I work at Domino's and I was delivering pizzas. And this sort of happened at the beginning of my shift. So I was, delivering the pizzas. I think on about second or third time I got back to the store. And before I say what happened, I just want to say the area where we park is like this underground area underneath the store, and it's really like crowded. And there's big concrete poles everywhere and stuff. So what happened was there's these big concrete poles, and it's just overall really crowded and hard to get around in there. So, I've had a few close calls before in there when I've been parking. Anyway, terrible car park overall. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised I hadn't done it earlier. But anyway, I drive into this parking spot. Never parked there before, kind of just a difference. The whole place was taken. It was a Saturday night. It was all really, all the parks were gone. So there was one park left in a really tight spot. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a tough one. I'm like, all right, I can probably just go, turn around and go back out. But I'm like, that'll require a lot of effort when I can just probably sneak it in. So I'm like, all right, let's try and sneak this bad boy in. I drive up to it, and on a terrible angle, it was like one of the worst angles I've done. I was like turned into it, not straight. And on either side of where I was parking, there was a car and a big concrete pole. So anyway, I drive in, very tight spot, so I'm trying not to hit the car. And I've got myself in the most awkward position. It's a really small park, and I'm sort of tilted sideways. So anyway, I end up basically in a really awkward position with the car. And so at this point, I'm in a bit of a rush to get back to the store, which I shouldn't have been. It was so stupid of me to do that. I should have just remained calm and just wait. I mean, it's just fucking pizzas, right? So I should have just waited. Who cares? Domino's can go fuck themselves. We won't call them. Okay, it's too late. We call them Domino's. Anyway, so I'm in this really tight spot. I'm like, fuck it. Like, I may scratch it here. So I'm like, all right, I can pull back and get out. Like, it's going to be really hard to get out. It could take me like 10 minutes. But I'm like, nah, screw that. I think I can just make it. Knowing that I was going to scratch it, you see. So I do end up scratching my car. I drive in, and the car I'm turning in further to straighten up to fit in the park. And near the sort of back middle part of the car, near the back door, back right door to be specific, I just hear this massive scream. I'm terrible at screeching sounds, but it was just like a big screech. And I just absolutely scratched the shit out of it. And not only did I scratch it, I left a massive dent in it. And let me just tell you, when I was driving in and I could hear the scratching, it was the longest 5 seconds of my life, or however long it was. It felt like ages. It was loud. And I do it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And keep in mind, this is the beginning of the shift. I think it was only like a 4-hour shift, but it put me in a shit mood for the rest of the 4 hours. I kept forgetting shit, just knowing I had to go back to it. Fucking shit car. Good car, but a damaged car. But these things happen. I learnt my lesson pretty well. Mostly not to use that parking spot again, and just to measure up before I go in. But to this day, it hasn't been fixed yet. They need a part. It's an American car, so it's going to take a while to get the piece in. But yeah, So I did hope you enjoy this video, and yeah,